Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. I have a Sephora VIB sale follow-up haul. Plus so my Sephora VIB sale haul was not very large. So I thought that I would also just share some like speed reviews on other products that I never came back to review or give my thoughts on. There's been a lot of lacking content on my channel this year. Therefore, there's a lot of products that I purchased specifically like in the middle of the summer that I haven't come back to give my thoughts on. So I have a bunch to talk about today. Some of those products include the Maybelline Tinted Oil, the Versed Mood Lighting Drops. I have the REM Beauty Lip Oil, some CashApp products, the Persona blush stick, just things like that. So if you guys are interested in my speed review thoughts on some makeup products that I've been testing out, honestly over the course of the last few months, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project planning content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I would love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's get into the video. You're gonna have to forgive me for the state of my face. I've had my makeup on for the last like 11 hours and I didn't feel like touching my makeup up, but fingers crossed, I am going to be participating in Vlogmas this year. I missed it last year just due to my personal life, and I really want to be successful in it this year, and there's a few more videos I want to get up before December starts. So I needed to film tonight, didn't feel like redoing my makeup, and alas, this is where we are at. It's fine. Okay, I'm gonna start with the two fragrances I have because the rest is all makeup. So during this Sephora VIB sale, I repurchased the Replica by the Fireplace perfume. This is my almost empty one. I needed to replace it. This is my literal favorite fragrance of all time. I usually reserve this for the fall winter time because to me, it is more of a fall and winter scent, but I love it so much. It literally smells like you're drinking like cinnamon, not hot chocolate, cinnamon cider by the fireside. Maybe you have like a fleece, like buffalo check blanket wrapped around you and you're like playing the guitar, singing Kumbaya. And also like, I feel like someone like nearby but not right next to you is possibly smoking like a cigar. It's just like a good time. You're doing shots of Fireball. Like it's just, that is everything that this scent encompasses to me. So repurchased that. I truly cannot recommend that fragrance enough. And then I also purchased the Kayali. I literally don't know how to pronounce this brand, but I believe this is Huda Beauty's fragrance brand. She just came out with, or line, I mean, or is it a separate brand? I don't know. She just came out with like a vanilla patchouli and I was like, girl, why was this not out during the Sephora VIB sale time? Because I probably would have purchased that over this. Patchouli, I love me a patchouli scented item. But anyway, this is the Sweet Diamond Pepper. I'm actually gonna spray this on me a little bit right now because I know I like it, but I don't know how to like describe this scent. It is peppery, but it almost has like this like musky floral pepper scent. I'm not the best at describing scents. I can sure as heck tell you what this all encompasses to me. This I haven't owned long enough for it to encompass, you know, shots of Fireball whiskey while you're sitting next to someone smoking a cigar, singing Kumbaya at a fire. But I do really like this. I have heard people compare this to Velvet Teddy from MAC, which you can't get anymore. And if I'm being honest, I like MAC Velvet Teddy a little bit more. I think because MAC Velvet Teddy has more of I want to say like vanilla. I hope I'm right in that, whereas like there's not really vanilla in this scent. There's definitely like, you do get that peppery sort of scent. So if you don't like a peppery scent, I don't think you're gonna like this. I'm trying to like, I don't know yet if I would rebuy this. Like I want to say yes, but I also don't know. I do. It's an interesting scent, like unlike anything I personally have ever smelled before. Now I'm not super well versed in fragrance, but I like it. But I feel like it's one of those scents you're either gonna love it or hate it. So I would recommend, like, if you can smell it in store, smell it in store. Otherwise I would recommend maybe starting out with the travel size. That's where we're gonna end with that review. Okay, let's do everything that I purchased in the VIB sale first. I have 3 eyeshadow palettes to discuss. Up first, I have this one from Melt. It's part of their Bad Side Zodiac collection, and it is the Earth palette because I am an Earth sign. What is it? An Earth what is that? It's not the sign, that's the, I should know this. It's your, is it also your sign? You guys, if you're into astrology, you know. It's like earth, wind, fire, and air, right? Earth, wind, fire, and air. Okay, you guys are probably like, girl, these reviews aren't it for me. This is, so I'm a Taurus. I don't think I got to that. This is what this palette looks like, and this is beautiful. It gives me like mini subculture vibes, and I freaking love this palette. Sometimes when I first looked into this, when I first looked at the color story, I was inspired by it, but also like a little bit stuck. But I've actually felt super creatively inspired when I've gone to create looks with this. I believe I've created 3 so far. I've used every single shade. I haven't had any issues with any of the shades. I will say that these 2 shades, like there's Kick Up. I always do my eyeshadow first. So Kick Up does not bother me, or Fallout doesn't bother me, but I would just keep that in mind. And the metallics are stunning. They are just 10 out of 10. I really am super impressed with this, and I do kind of want to pick up, I think it's the fire one, or maybe it's the purple palette. I kind of want them all, to be honest. So during my haul, I did not haul this because it had not yet been released when I placed my Sephora VIB sale order, but during Sephora VIB sale time, this palette released and I couldn't say no. It is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette, and I gotta say I'm a little bit disappointed in the matte formula in this. I absolutely am in love with the shimmer, like ethereal shades. They are absolutely beautiful. I've used every single shade in this palette except for the gold shade right here, the gold shimmery shade. It's like fairy dust on your eyes, the like shimmery shades, but the matte shades are a little bit drier. They're powdery. There's a lot of kick up, and I was struggling to get them to blend in a way that I like. Like I just felt like the shades kind of muddied together a little bit. They were a little bit patchy, and I was not uber impressed with the matte shadows. And this palette cost $68 regular price, so take it or leave it. And then I also picked up the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. I love these larger Huda Beauty palettes. I purchased them the last few years that she's released these around the holiday time. I am so impressed with this palette. It is a little bit deeper and a little bit darker than some of her palettes, but I honestly love that. And I have to say the metallic shades in here, they just like pack a punch like no other in true Huda Beauty fashion. So this shade Manifested is kind of like it's kind of like the gross shades from her other palettes that people are like, this is disgusting. Like I think one of the shades was called Slippery one year, but it has like a metallic shadow on either side of the like slippery, like glossy part of the shadow. I don't even know how to describe this. So this is what it looks like. And on the eyes, like it is so stunning. It's just this really beautiful metallic, like bronzy sort of like penny shade. I love that shade. I was a little bit skeptical to reach into that. I will say also in true Huda Beauty fashion, I do feel like in general the looks that I've created have pulled a little bit more on like the pink side rather than like a bronzy warm brown, which is fine. But I am super impressed with this palette and so glad that I purchased that. I purchased the NARS Rising Star face palette, and I'm so happy with this purchase as well. I feel like before like holding this in my hands, when I was purchasing this online, I was telling myself I really don't need this because I have 2 other NARS face palettes with like the blush and highlight shades, but I don't have any shades like these 2 up here. I love this shade specifically. It's this really unique, almost like cool toned, like mid-toned lilac-y purple shade. It's so unique and interesting, and I have had so much fun lightly using this shade. And then I love these 2. I'm gonna have so much fun with this one in the springtime. I actually love a red blush in the summer, and this shade is also really beautiful over like a more pigmented blush that I'm trying to like tone down, and it gives it this really beautiful like satin sheen sort of effect. This might be my favorite. This might be my favorite NARS face palette. I do love the Overlust palette though. It's a good one. If you are considering this, or if you're looking for a good gifting option for someone who loves NARS or who loves blush cheek face palettes, I highly recommend this one. Another favorite from that haul is this one from House Labs. This is the Optic Intensity Eco Eyeliner. I have mine in the shade Cobalt Matte. So I will be honest, if you can find another cobalt blue eyeliner, it's really just having a cobalt blue in my eyeliner collection that I'm so happy with. I just feel like this adds a pop to my blue eyes when I put it in the waterline, and I've just had so much fun with this one. It is a really, like, this glides on super well in the waterline. It doesn't tug, but I do find that it lasts all day, and I am really impressed with the formula. It is $22, so if you can find a cheaper cobalt blue, I'm just really recommending a cobalt blue eyeliner, especially if you have blue eyes, or honestly probably any shade of eye color, any eye color, but I've been loving that. And then the only real bust from my VIB sale haul is the Refi primer. So this is the Glow and Sculpt face primer, and I want to say this is $34 regular price, and I just really don't feel like it's worth $34. Like, it's just kind of like, this feels like almost like just an extra step rather than an actual face primer. It is a really interesting, like, this is the applicator. It has like a roll-on application, so you can use it on your neck as well. It kind of just feels like a hydrating gel, but it doesn't like smooth the skin like a primer does. It doesn't really offer a grip, and it really doesn't feel like super hydrating either. It kind of just feels like a cooling gel to the skin. And usually when I'm doing my makeup, I'm not priming my neck, but I have just like rolled this down my neck for, just because I have a roller, I guess. This I would skip. I'm not gonna recommend this. I personally will finish using it rather than like declutter it, but that's, you don't need that. Okay, and then I just have a few other products like I talked about that I have accumulated over the last few months. So I'll talk about everything first that you can still get at Sephora, since this is a Sephora VIB sale rehaul. But I have the Laura Mercier Rose Glow highlighting powder. I purchased this at some point during the summer, and I love this. It is definitely more of like a subtle highlight. There it is, swatched right there. You guys know, if you're a longtime subscriber, how much I love a pink highlight. And what I love about this one is it's a little bit different than some of the other pink highlighters that I like. Some of the other pink highlighters, I'm thinking of like Dior No. 2 or even Bobbi Brown Pink Glow. They're a little bit more like cool toned in that it's like a pinky silvery sort of pull, if you will, whereas this is more warm toned. So I loved this, especially this summer, if I was doing like a coral blush, or if I just wanted to add a little bit of warmth, like a warm glow to the cheeks. It was subtle, but it had this like pinky, like a warm pink pull rather than a cool pink pull. And I really like this. I'm so happy that I decided to purchase this. This was something I had been like eyeing for a while, and then bought it kind of on a whim while I was in store, and I'm really happy with that purchase. Kaja did send over quite a few products to celebrate the Sephora VIB sale. I haven't gotten through all of them enough to like form an opinion, but the ones that I do, I have to talk about this, these two Kaja products. So I don't know if these come, I think these may come together, rather than, I don't think you buy them separately. It is the Wing Stamped Winged Eyeliner. So it's literally just like it's like the Wing Stamp product that you could buy. Like I know that, I can't remember what brand it was, but they had the Wing Stamp, but now it just comes in this really easy single component product, and I love it. And then with that, I have the Wing Stamped Wing Eyeliner pen, so it's just a black liquid liner. And I also really like this. I feel like it's a really dark black ink that goes on really smooth. I don't have any issues with it like tugging weird, and I've been so happy with this because I do actually love to do a wing, but I'm just so bad at doing wings like freehand on my own that I shy away from it. But I do have downturned eyes, so if I can do a wing, I do like it. So if you want to experiment with winged liner, you struggle to do it on your own, I recommend checking this product from Kaja. I've been super happy with that. I also have really enjoyed their Love Swipes. I will be honest, I don't love the heart-shaped packaging. I just could do with regular packaging, but this is kind of like a mousse-like texture, and it is more of like a velvety liquid lipstick rather than a super matte, super drying formula. It's not as drying as many of the liquid lipstick formulas that I have used is. That being said, it's not as long lasting, and it's almost, I'm gonna put some on my lips right now. it never like fully sets down. Like I feel like every time I will rub my lips together when I have this product on, I can still like rub them together with like a little bit of moisture, rather than like some liquid lipsticks. I'm thinking of like the NARS Power Matte lip pigments. Like your lips are just like dry. So I do really like these. If there's a shade that you like, my favorite so far has been number 5, I'm Melting, which is the one that I just put on. I would say go for it, but keep in mind the packaging is a little bit annoying to store. And then another Kaja lip product that I have enjoyed is the Heart Melter Moisture Melt Lip Gloss Stick. So this, you like push the product up and it's literally just like a moisturizing lip product. I don't know that I would go out and purchase one of these with like my own money or repurchase when I finish using this, but it's a fine product. It's not like anything like earth shattering that I feel like you need to run out and go buy today. I feel like my lips look so messy now. But I just wanted to give you my brief thoughts on that. Oh, I forgot. During my Sephora Vib sale, I picked up the Tower 28 Duo for the holidays. It came with the shade Dream On, or just Dream. The shade Dream, and I believe the shade Coconut, if I'm not mistaken, which I've gone through a full tube of coconut in the past. I love Dream because it's this really beautiful champagne shade. Plus I love the Tower 28 lip jellies. So super happy with that purchase. I could never stop raving about the Tower 28 lip jellies enough. So you guys know my thoughts on that. From Fenty Beauty, this I purchased way back when this first released. I feel like the trend has like come and gone on this. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is the Fenty Poutsicle lip stain. I have mine in the shade Poutsicle, no, Strawberry Sangria, which is this beautiful red shade. This does a really nice job of actually staining the lips. So if you're looking for an actual lip stain, I do recommend. Plus I feel like she has some like fun shades. I know there's only like 3, but I was interested in, was it like a Mai Tai shade as well? That looked super fun. I'm excited to pull this out and use this more in December, just as like a true like red lipstick for the holidays. Not lipstick, lip stain. I don't have a ton of experience with a bunch of other lip stains, so I don't necessarily have like a recommendation of, well, if you can get this one cheaper, this one's worth it. I love Fenty Beauty too, so I'm very happy with that product. And then the last 5 products that I have to talk about are not from Sephora, but wanted to just give some brief, quick speed reviews. So the REM lip oil. I have mine in the shade Pickin' Petals. You guys, this applicator is so interesting. So this is what the applicator looks like, and if you can see, it has this silver roller ball on it, which is just such an interesting addition. And I don't know if the brand was just trying to be like innovative and unique and different, but I could really do without the roll. Like it just, in my opinion, there's really no need. The lip oil formula is fine. It's nice and hydrating. Like I have no complaints about it. There are definitely some lip oils out there that I do have complaints about. This one I don't have any complaints about, but it's not such an earth-shattering, groundbreaking formula that I feel like I will go repurchase it again. I love the Clarins lip oil. That's probably my favorite of all time. It's a little bit more expensive than this one, but I just love that lip oil so much. If you want to support Ariana and her brand, I would say go for it. Like I don't think you'll be disappointed, but I also don't feel like this is a necessity for your lip oil collection. Next up I have the Persona blush stick. This is in the shade Bubble, and I purchased this because Kelly Gooch would always rave about the powder blush in Bubble, and I didn't feel like I could justify getting another powder blush, but I thought if I was getting a cream blush, I could justify it. I will say this is definitely like more, it's not as pigmented. Like when you blend it out, it really kind of shears out. I do think it's a really fun shade in that it is this like cool toned pink, and I don't have a lot of cool toned pink blushes in my collection. I also feel like I reach for cream blushes more in the summertime when I'm reaching for typically more warm toned shades. So I could have thought that one through a little bit more. The formula on this is okay. I don't think it's the most long lasting, and like I said, it really does kind of sheer out. So unless you're super sold on the shade and love cream products, I would maybe say get the powder blush. I do love the Persona powder blush formula. I don't have the shade Bubble. I have the shade, I have the coral one. So if you're, I would probably just go with the powder blush shade. I feel like you'll have more luck with that. Another Kelly Gooch recommendation is the Burts Bees The Luminizer Liquid Highlight, and I have been so happy with this. I have mine in the pink shade, which is in the shade Starlight. This is so beautiful. I love this so much. I love it under my foundation. I love this on no makeup days. I love this on top of my foundation. I just think this has such a glossy, natural finish to the skin. I am so happy with this. If you have been considering, if you are looking for a cheaper, like a drugstore liquid highlight, the formula is super easy to work with as well. I have used it with my fingers, with a beauty sponge, and with a brush, and I have had luck with all three. So love that one. This next one from Maybelline, I picked this up because I was gonna do a splurge or save, and then I just literally never got around to it, and I don't know if I ever will or won't, who knows. But this is the Maybelline Tinted Oil, the green edition. This kind of smells like a green product in that it smells a little bit earthy or a little bit grassy, if you will. And it's okay. It's definitely not something I'm gonna go out and repurchase, but if you're looking for a drugstore like tinted oil, this is a nice option. I do feel like it actually gives pretty decent coverage. Like I would say it is like light buildable to a medium, and it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. It definitely has that liquid sort of consistency and lightweight feel. I do find it to feel just a little bit like it doesn't fully set down, and sometimes there's just something a little bit distracting about this product. It doesn't feel heavy, but there's something about it that feels distracting. And again, that could just be because it doesn't fully set down. So unless I set it down with a powder or other powder products, sometimes I just notice like I'm really bad. I touch my face a lot. I'll touch my face and then touch something else that's like on my paper or whatever it is that like my workspace or whatever. So that's my only gripe with this. I would say if you're looking for a drugstore alternative to something like the Ilia Super Serum, which I've used in the past, and I actually prefer this to the Ilia, I would recommend it, but I don't think this is gonna be for everyone. If you have oily skin, I don't think you will like this at all because it does give a dewier finish to the skin. And like I said, it really doesn't set down. And then the final product that I have to review for you guys today is this one from Burst. I also picked up this product for the splurge or save video. I want to say I was going to compare this to, I saw this was a dupe for maybe the Glow Recipe priming drops, or maybe the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I can't even remember at this point because clearly I did not prioritize that dupe's splurge or save video. Did not at all. But I will say I am actually rather surprised as to how much I like these mood lighting drops, and I like them best when I'm using either a very light coverage tinted moisturizer or really light coverage foundation where it really like shines through the foundation, or I've mixed this with my, what is it, the Makeup Forever foundation that's a little bit more matte. I've mixed it with this to give the Makeup Forever foundation a little bit more of a glow. But I also love this the most just on its own. Like if I'm not doing any sort of foundation for the day, if I'm doing like no makeup, maybe I'm just doing mascara and brows, I will put this all over my face and it gives this really beautiful like glowy sheen to the skin. And I think it's really nice. I want to say this is like $17 or $20 full price. It does remind me a little bit of the Maybelline 4-in-1, which would be cheaper than purchasing this. But I also, if you really liked the Spotlight primer from Becca, that gave that really beautiful, almost like golden glow, I think you'd really like this. This definitely has a bit of like a golden glow rather than like a champagne glow or like a translucent glow. So just bear that in mind. But I think this is also really nice for travel if you want a glowy product, and I've been surprisingly impressed with the Burst Mood Lighting Glow Drops. After that, that is going to wrap it up for this speed reviews / Sephora VIB sale rehaul or follow-up haul. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I would love to know if you've tried any of these products and what your thoughts are, or if you've recently picked up any new makeup. Have you been loving it or not loving it? Let me know in the comments. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.